Today's theme is jobs.
Which we have totally prepared for.
It's jobs.
Jobs!
Hello, this is a Tangent Show.
Podcast!
Us! Hello, this is the Tangent Podcast.
I come from a family of 5, and so does my mum, so we've got a lot of cousins.
A lot of family.
Well, my
Oh,
dad's
damn.
from a family of 9,
Oh, damn.
so
I thought it was 12 a few years ago.
When was it 12?
Things happen,
Things
Daniel.
happen.
Things happen.
things happen, people die.
You forget
But
about
I've-
3 members of your
I've
family.
got like 16 cousins, none of which I've seen since 2007.
I come from a family of 3, so
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is it family of 9? I'm just trying to count in my
Hang
head.
Right,
on,
you talking
are we
about
counting,
Dad's family.
Are we counting children or parents as well?
I presume we're talking about like your parents' siblings.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. So
Anyway,
4
moving. Well, he comes from a Catholic
for both
family.
sides. It's 4.
Yeah. For both sides, it's like,
My mum has no siblings.
Yeah, you're
Aw.
only child. Ooh. I'm pleased I wasn't the only child.
Same.
I'm
Like-
kind of not so much because
I don't know.
growing up I kind of didn't have as much attention as I needed. So
I
that's-
hate being
I-
a
I-
middle
that's
child.
mentally scarred me for life. So
No, I think it is tricky being an only child, though. I imagine it is.
It is because I've got a few friends who are, and
Yeah.
to put it politely, they don't play nicely.
No, they
They're kind
don't.
of- they're-
You don't
they're
develop
pretty
the skills
selfish.
early.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
yeah.
I mean, I hate both of my brothers for different reasons.
but you still get
I
along
mean,
and share
we're
it
civil to each other
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's.
most of the time. That's like
Well,
me
they're
and my-
just.
But there's
both
quite a big
horrid
age gap, isn't
people.
there, between
There's
siblings?
2 years above and 2 years below, so 4 years in
I've
total
got 3
between my
years.
older and my
3
younger.
years up and 1 below.
Because
so-
I think generally, if there's a big age gap, there is a bit more tension
Yeah.
between siblings.
Well, it's only a 2-year age gap either way.
Yeah, I mean, but like with my sister, it's a year pretty much, so we're quite close. So
I mean, they're not totally horrid. It's just.
Yeah.
they're not totally horrid.
It's just they both have interests that don't suit my own, and we don't really talk to each other because
Mm.
what's the point? And they just bugger off.
Yeah.
Uh,
I much prefer to just, ditch my family and be alone in my room because, that's where I'm happy playing games.
But I think it's nice.
you.
I think it's nice to
Games.
talk to them when they're available, though. I mean,
When they're available. Hello.
well, I like spending time in my room, but then I also feel like
The
I
occasional
haven't.
conversation with...
Yeah.
Yeah, the occasional
Yeah.
passing conversation.
Occasionally,
with
I'll sit with a laptop downstairs for that family
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. Oh, we're
Make it feel like I'm
together.
actually interacting.
We used to sit down and watch Doctor Who together. Still.
Now, a year or two ago, there'd be a Sunday night. My whole family would just sit in the
Top
big room.
Gear!
No, well, it would be Top Gear. Me and my dad and my brother would sit in there, and then
Yeah.
everyone else would come in for Hawaii Five-0 and then NCIS. Then we'd all disperse to bed.
British culture.
Yeah.
we every
I mean,
weekend.
Country culture.
Every weekend we sit down for Sunday lunch and Sunday tea.
Yeah, we try and sit down.
I mean,
We
my
always,
family-
always,
We,
no exceptions.
sometimes my mum tries to, but because 4 of us are teenage boys.
Yeah.
No, 3 of us are teenage boys, and one's my father, who is he's a
Young at heart.
well-built man,
Oh.
and it's tough getting 7 of us round an 8-person table just because of like people's elbows and stuff. So I
Remove
usually
their elbows.
my point exactly, but I usually end up having to sit off somewhere else, which to be honest I don't mind because some of my family eat like pigs and it's just good
Disgusting.
not to be up there.
Well, they don't use their hands. They just have the plate and they face plant.
Yes, that
Mashed
is
potato
exactly
must
what
be a
it
great
Well, if
plate.
they-
is. Yeah.
Well, as long as they're using cutlery, I guess.
I guess
Or at least have
this is
cutlery
why
on
you're
the
growing a
table.
moustache.
Well, when there's the cutlery,
So you use it like a
they
scoop.
use cutlery, but then sometimes take a very large. They don't so much use a knife. I don't use a knife, but I eat reasonable bites.
reasonable.
Yeah.
This is a very
Reasonable
reasonable bite. I would rate
Reasonable.
this reasonable.
Reasonable. Yeah. You know,
On a
big
scale
enough,
of 1 to 10, this is a 7.
Reasonable.
no, big enough to actually eat, but not
Small enough to
no,
eat.
but
Not.
As in a size
Big
that
enough.
fits your mouth.
no, big
That's
enough.
not too big.
God.
No, big enough to like actually
Chew.
and need to chew, but small enough to not choke on
So
it.
you're saying you don't drink your food, but you don't just shove it in your mouth and are unable to swallow your food.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased we had that
But
2-minute discussion on what size food you eat.
but yeah, but there's like my older brother. He's terrible with food. We've nicknamed him the washing machine because it goes in and then
Does he live
eats,
longer with Calgon?
Do you have to put powder in with it?
He eats with his mouth open, and you just see the food go.
Daniel,
Yeah?
you don't leave the wash machine open. Damn.
No, we've got a glass kind
This
of.
explains
bit,
so much.
Which so we can see the things going round in the washing machine. It's amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't come from a working class family.
Oh yeah, sorry, we still
sorry.
use the wash basin to scrub our clothes clean.
Oh yes, pardon me, I'll just get the wax.
I'll just go to the river and
I'll go to the river with my scrubbing board. and
walk past the mansion. I know where Daniel lives.
you know, before I go back to my tiny, cramped home,
With my 17 brothers and sisters.
where we argue over who gets the nice chair.
Who gets the fork this week? Perhaps we'll turn the wireless on and listen to the world news.
You know, I've got this new gas-powered radio. It's amazing.
I heard about those. They've only killed 7 of my neighbours, but they had a good time.
So, other than being really offended
How are
by
you
that
guys?
statement,
I'm so sorry, anyone who owns a gas-powered radio. Just get rid of it. It's a danger.
It's a fire hazard.
It is. You shouldn't power radios.
I
with
don't know
gas.
why they came up with the gas-powered radio.
I know.
if I'm being honest.
Oh,
I
I
think-
thought you guys were taking the piss.
No!
No, we
You were
not
being
a thing.
serious.
Are they a thing?
They are a thing. They were
Are you
a thing.
serious?
Yeah, gas-powered radios.
I was taking.
They exist.
Oh my god.
Well, they did exist, and you're right, they do kill quite
So
a
I
lot
need
of
to
people.
go to eBay for a bit. Gotta.
Thought you didn't know they existed.
No, I need this. I need more
You
old
used to
rubbish.
you pumped gas in, and you'd light a little flame, and it'll power the radio.
Oh wow.
That's insane.
It is.
I want one so badly.
I mean,
Probably not.
they
really
killed
efficient.
80% of the owners who had them.
Rip in pieces, bacon.
But this was to stop people from moving from gas to electricity.
Well, that's,
Because this was the technological
Electricity
revolution.
isn't the future.
No,
I
that,
wouldn't trust it.
That's a
Comes out of
terrible
the plugs and it
decision.
kills
well, there are people who, well, oh god, let's not do this now.
Oh.
But people used to say we're going on the electric because everything they had was gas powered. And then when electrical wires came along, everyone was like, oh, I'm going on the electric. But then the gas companies didn't like this, so
Yeah.
then they started producing gas powered radios to compete with electric powered radios.
And it's funny
Fascinating.
to think our electric comes from gas. Well, I'm pleased that bit of history has got
Yeah.
into the podcast.
That was on QI, so
Oh, where we've learned most things.
I learned quite a lot from QI. It's good.
Highly recommended.
It is.
Tangent approved.
You have earned the Dark Lord seal of approval.
Dark Lord Tangent.
Yes.
We've got to brand it.
Brand
Damn it. We'll have our own
Copyright.
approval. Tangent copyright. Yeah. Well,
Let's just gnaw with his thumb up.
no.
No. Oh yeah, where's Norbeen?
Where has Nor been? Let's just. What does Nor want from his life? What job?
I
does
think
Nor
his
want?
dog's a farmer.
Yeah.
A farmer. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what does he aspire to?
I think he just wants to be a farmer.
Cattle farming.
Yeah.
He's,
Well-
he's
well-
stuck purely cabbages. He
He's-
can only grow cabbages.
Well, he started on a sheep farm, so cabbage is the aspiration.
Well, no, yeah, he got his
Well-
work experience on a sheep farm, and then he became a cabbage farmer, and he's always aspired to get.
I actually
cows.
think he's like an eccentric billionaire who's a gentleman gardener.
I like to think he's a billionaire who has no idea he has that much money.
Yeah.
He like built his.
Don't
house
you know what a
out-
gentleman gardener is?
I can take a guess, but that will probably be wrong.
A gentleman gardener is like a Victorian fop who goes around gardening.
Oh, I thought it was someone that would,
No.
trim up the gentleman garden.
No. It would just be patches of lawn for rich people to garden on, even though they didn't really need to. And even then, the servants did most of the
A
work.
Zen garden.
No, it wasn't a Zen garden. They actually grew food.
A productive Zen garden.
A productive Zen garden. So yeah, I think Noor is
Noor.
just an eccentric billionaire.
He just has no idea that he owns that much money. He got most of his billions in notes, but he only understands coins.
Oh, I thought
So-
it was potatoes. He
Potato.
only understands potatoes. Potato.
People are like, these coins are very small potatoes that you can use to trade for bigger potatoes. And he's like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I think
But no,
knows.
he's just like, are these slices of potato? I don't
Potato
understand!
slices. Why potato slices?
He just
Why?
angrily throws them at people, and people are like, oh, yes! And
Yes,
he's
please.
Because Noor's potatoes are lavished across the world.
like, lavished potatoes.
Lavished potatoes. Noor's lavished potatoes.
Company values. What? Oh, salt. Salty.
You're under assault.
Wait, I need to get under the table to be under assault.
Hang on.
I'm now under a salt. A singular salt.
So,
Okay, what's the weirdest job?
Weirdest.
Weirdest job that you can think of off the top of your head?
Why? Oh, what, a real one?
Yeah, a real job.
Oh,
a weird
oh.
one.
Oh.
Okay, oh.
Well, that rules out a lot.
yeah.
Down those space camel herders.
That's not exactly weird.
Relatively.
The camels can't breathe, Michael!
It's
They're all dead!
It's, well, perfectly preserved. Easy to travel with.
You can't defrost a camel defroster. That's a weird job. Words. Weirdest real job.
Weirdest real job.
I always thought window cleaning skyscrapers.
That's,
must be
that's
weird.
not weird, that's scary.
No, it's weird for everyone else apart from you. Because you're at your office, you're typing away,
And then you just
And
look
then you
up
look
and
up
it's
and you
just...
just see a
and then
guy.
just a grinning window cleaner squeaking at your face through transparent material. It's weird.
It's not exactly a job, but the first guy who found out about milk from cows. Yeah,
Oh,
that,
you mean-
that must have been pretty weird.
Native people...
What, a guy who just grabbed a cow udder and was like, what the hell is this?
Oh, let me try drinking it. Just you know.
Good enough for the baby cows, good enough
It
for
would
us.
have been pretty weird thinking about it. Well, and the first kiss would have been pretty weird. What are you doing?
did that
I'm
develop?
eating your face.
Well, I imagine it was a
Lips are
cannibal.
erogenous.
Like, it was a tribe, and there was a cannibal in it, and he was eating someone's face, and they're like, what are you doing? And he's like,
Kissing.
This is love making.
Well, actually, lips have got
Showing my
certain
affection.
stimulus that release chemicals in the brain that make you horny.
Make your honey.
Make me
Lips
out.
are an erogenous zone. Just so you know.
I thought you were going to say just say no.
No, just so you know.
No.
I think one of the weirdest jobs, well, I've got two, are the people who put lead in paint or
people
soda
who take-
streamers.
Soda streamers?
Soda streamers. Yeah, in the Victorian times, there were these people who would take a bottle of cola and then just add bubbles in it. That was their job. Their job was to put the carbonate into the drink.
Oh, right.
Oh.
I thought
But
they
they
had
had-
like a straw and they blew in it. It's like,
No, they
bubble,
had
bubble.
they had these little machines where they would just pump
compressed.
compressed air into the bottle, and then they just move it along the.
There are machines that do that nowadays.
I know, but
But
this was an actual job that someone had
A manual
to
machine.
to make drinks bubbly.
They had a nozzle, I imagine.
yeah.
A nozzle.
A nozzle.
How do I even nozzle?
But they actually got paid
Like
quite
this, Daniel.
Oh,
They got paid quite well for putting bubbles in drinks.
It's a hard job.
it is. Have you ever tried putting a bubble in a drink?
We have a soda streamer.
A bubble.
So, yes.
I would be-
Yes, I have.
I would be massively disappointed if I brought a Coca-Cola and it was just a single bubble. It's just like,
Just a
Huh.
really big bubble in the middle.
Yeah.
You drink, and then you're looking at that is a huge bubble. No wonder it's so flat.
crazy.
Yeah. Ah.
I'm not sure how that would work.
Don't get onto the physics of this, Michael.
No.
Don't ruin this dream.
It would.
This
It'd be
beautiful
amazing.
dream.
Yeah.
Well, if you flash through
Wait,
the bubble...
there, fuzzed out again.
Yes.
Fuzzed
And this
out.
is all it.
I fuzzed
I
out.
was gonna say blackout, but no, that's not the right one. And I
Tuned
just
out.
got-
Blacked out would have made sense.
It would have done. And
Tune
then there's
out.
just this just happening. It's a daydream. Ah.
Did you know that
This
daydreams
is-
are associated with multiple personality disorder?
Oh, no.
No,
No, I didn't.
And dissociative identity.
I did know you wanted to be a psychologist.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mm.
I just hit my bottle on my tooth.
Oh, I thought it was just foul tasting water.
Oh, this water's
my.
disgusting!
Ah, tastes
It's
like
not nearly as nice as that fresh spring water we bought.
yes. We
Yes.
got the mountain imported to our back garden. You see, we just wanted it a little bit more fresh. Ben Nevis isn't in Scotland now. Was it in Scotland before?
I don't know. You're the one who does geography.
You're the one who's doing geography.
It's like near Scotland.
It's no Scotland. Okay.
At best.
Yeah.
At worst. I don't know.
Damn, now they know we don't live near Scotland, because that's where it is. Yeah, we live right next to Scotlandness.
I live in Edinburgh.
We live in Nottingham upon Tyne.
Take our lives. Should never take our freedom.
You can take our lives, but you will never take our freedom.
Apparently, that film spawned.
How do I even
Apparently,
English?
that film spawned the idea of Scottish independence into the hearts of the people.
Really?
Years
Apparently-
later.
It's actually a very
Really?
important film. It's a good film. I felt like I wanted to have a revolution after that film. And
Really?
yeah. But again, like, Les Mis had the same effect, so.
Yeah, but Les Mis has got
And
singing
V for
in it.
Vendetta. So.
And V for Vendetta, well, he comes up with quite a lot of good points. I mean, not that I'm a socialist or a communist.
Not that I'm a so. But.
But, to be fair, he did come up with some really good ideas. And he was really, right on point with everything. I feel.
This is a political debate about communism.
Just so you know, I'm politically neutral.
I'm politically Green Party.
I don't give a
Daniel.
shit.
Daniel has seen politics on the telly.
Well, I just hate all of them, so I have to be neutral. Well, otherwise, life's just miserable, isn't
Would
it?
you vote though?
Would I vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd vote if it
It's-
benefited me.
Well, it does. It always
does.
benefits you.
Oh.
Well, actually, no. It
complete
doesn't
wrong
matter who you
person.
vote for. You're just going to end up with a different dictator.
Yeah, but you still want to influence which one. I mean,
I mean, even then, it doesn't make that much difference because they're just the puppets on the strings of the private banks who are really running us.
and oil companies and TNCs and.
So,
So
actually,
if you own all of the oil and your private banks, then,
Or
Even
if you own an Iron Man suit. Damn it, guys. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that you should vote, but even if you do vote, the people in charge are going to stay fundamentally the same.
if we all become casual billionaires, do you want to pool our resources and take over the world?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys.
Well, actually, if we want to get rid of the current capitalist system, all we'd have to do is shut down the banks by taking all of our money out at the same time.
I don't think our three people's powers combined. I mean, my.
No, I'm
20
talking
quid.
about the entire planet.
Oh, okay.
If everyone just took their money out of the banks at the same time,
My
they have no power.
£32.49, yeah.
Oh,
I can help
yeah.
with that.
My £789.50.
Oh, who's rich now? Oh, I feel so lower class.
I have been saving up that money since, well, my parents started saving up when my mum got pregnant. That's why there's that much money in there.
There's only 7.
I know.
Okay.
But there's
Just-
normally like only £100 a year going in it.
You're not 7.
Well,
I'm going to put
it
that
used
out
to.
there.
It
is
started
7.
off.
Look at him.
It started off with £25 a year,
Hmm.
and then it's only recently started being £100 a year.
That's a nice thing to do.
But that's only because, like in 2005, £25 was worth a lot more than it is now.
Michael. Spend it all on Werther's Originals.
No.
Yeah, 700 cracks of Werther's Originals.
Can you imagine how glorious that would be?
That would be absolutely amazing.
I'm not touching that savings
Yep,
account.
someone here ordered 20,000 packets of Werther's Originals. So yeah, that's me. That was me.
I'm not going to spend that much
You
money
wouldn't
on
believe the
Werther's.
discount I got on this.
I actually wouldn't even know what to spend that money on.
Well, just tell. It's almost as if you weren't listening. I mean,
Michael, Werther's Originals.
I mean, they're okay.
Okay,
okay.
get out.
Daniel, you don't even like Werther's
I
Originals.
do.
Really?
You see, this
Yes.
man speaks the truth.
This man
Everyone
speaks
does.
I like Werther's Originals, but
Let's
I'm not...
compromise Maltesers.
Okay.
No, Werther's Originals. Let's stay on that. It's better.
No, I'm not spending all of that money on Werther's and Maltesers.
What about Dandelion?
I will, if you don't feel morally obliged to.
What about Dandelion and Dr. Pepper? That is always nice.
Dr. Pepper and Maltesers.
Dandelion and Dr. Pepper, did I say?
You
Yeah.
said dandelion.
Dandelion and Pepper. No, Dandelion and Burdock, that's the one. It's a really, really nice fizzy drink.
How about I spend that money on necessities when I'm
Like
at
what?
university?
Like university.
No, but I'll actually have money for a food fund and stuff.
You actually have money for food.
I'll actually have money for food, so... Which I'm not spending on Werther's
It's like,
Originals.
I talked
That
to
would
my
be your food.
I talked to my sister the other day and she was eating. She's at university. And just, what are you eating, Lee? These are all the leftovers. I was like,
Oh.
wow. Well, I was eating leftover. Not other people's, like hers.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah.
What my dad used to do when he was at university is he'd used to make a large pot of chili and then he'd put it in the fridge and then every day he'd have the chili for a week. So then he only needed to cook once a week and he had enough food.
That's good. Can I do the same with cheese on toast?
I
If I
don't,
just cook
I don't think you can make like...
one massive bit of cheese on toast and then have a little bit each day.
Cut off a corner slice. Nom.
That was nice. I'm so pleased I brought this large
Oh,
piece
it's
of
still
bread.
warm in the middle. Yay!
You literally just pile it up and leave it somewhere.
Well, you could do that or you could not, which I think is a more valuable use of your time.
I think it's more survival. For survival, it's probably better.
Yeah.
Okay, what about... You could have beans on toast.
What about
Instead.
20,000 packets of Werther's Originals?
Oh,
No!
yeah, because then you never have to cook again.
No, exactly.
Well, actually, if you just make loads of mashed potato, you'll never have to cook again because it's got all the necessary nutrients and vitamins and stuff that you need.
I could survive university for food on about £800. Half of that be on pot noodles, and the other half on mashed potato. All the nutrients I need. Done.
Almost everything that
Or,
I
you know, just choose which days to eat, which days not
yeah,
to.
almost everything at uni that I'll eat would be cereal or chocolate oriented.
Oh my god, have you heard of chocolate flavoured cereal, Daniel? Because I
Oh
think that's
my
going to be a
God.
revolution for you.
Oh, here
You
we
go shopping for yourself for the first time, and there's this chocolate cereal, and you're just like, hot damn.
Crave. Oh.
You just fall on the floor, clutching your heart. No! No! It's too beautiful!
I've been eating too much chocolate.
Just like at the checkout. Boop. Boop. Yeah, more cereal. Yeah, it's still, yeah.
Okay, I count 500 boxes. No, there was more! There was more!
There's still some on the shelf.
And this was supposed to be about jobs.
Jobs! Today's Tangent podcast has been about jobs.
It may not seem like it,
Probably
but
hasn't,
it was.
If you take statistics, you'll know at least some of the podcast is about jobs.
Like about 60%.
If you just skipped past the whole middle section, then this is about jobs.
If you, after the first 20 minutes, and then the last 5, this has been about jobs.
And uni and chocolate. Chocolate.
Thank you for listening. More episodes.
Later.
At some point.
At some point.
Currently, you can click on them.
In the
Oh,
future.
God.
Oh
you
yeah,
can.
Ooh, yeah.
you can. Oh,
Oh.
episode 3. That was a good one.
That was,
That was a good one.
nothing.
That was my favourite.
There
That
was
was villain,
pilot
wasn't it?
for.
Yeah, that was villains.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
More next
so
week,
good.
guys. More next week.
Stay tuned.
Well, if all three of us survive until then.
Bye. Bye. Oh god.